So in this video, I'm going to show you how to get started on this project. We're going to start with an I-cord cast on to give you that beautiful I-cord edge. I'm going to show you how to make it continuous so that you can continue your I-cord along the front panel, like the front sides, and get this top here to be completely continuous so that it's like completely invisible. And then you're going to use some invisible garter stitch increases to increase at your Raglan lines. So you can't really tell where the increase is exactly. Obviously, there's still like an increase line because we're increasing regularly. But if you look row per row, it looks like just plain garter stitch that somehow magically increases. So that's what we're going to go through in this video. So to get started on your I-cord cast on, leave a bit of a tail in case you want to join in the round or something like that. You're going to start with casting on 3 stitches. So I'm using my long tail cast on here, but any cast on method works as long as you cast on 3 stitches. Traditionally, I-cord is 3 stitches. You can make them wider, but 3 stitches gives you that neat round edge. And this is what I'm going to show in this video. If you want to make it wider, you just add more stitches here. So you're going to start by, on your first round, knit those 3 stitches, just like regular knit. Then we're going to slip those 3 stitches back on your left needle through the back loop. And this is where we're going to add in a stitch. Reverse yarn over. So we're going to put our right needle on our yarn over, and then knit our stitches as they come. 1, 2, and 3. So now we have 4 stitches on our needle. We're going to slip the 3 first ones back to the left needle. And we're going to repeat the reverse yarn over. So again, your right needle on the yarn over backwards. And then you just knit your 3 stitches. Being careful not to split your yarn. So you can see your I-cord is starting to form here at the bottom. And those are like the cast on stitches. So you're going to slip the 3 stitches back on your left needle. You're going to repeat the process until you have the number of stitches that you want for your project. So now you can really see that I-cord starting to form and those new stitches here. I'm going to do a few more to show you how I like to work that first row, to get my I-cord to be really nice and tight. So what we're going to do here, so we've done an I-cord cast on, and what I want to show you here is how to get the I-cord to continue on the side here and on this side and have garter stitch in the middle, which is what you're going to use for this cardigan. So we turn our work. Our first 3 stitches we're going to slip because that's the I-cord. We're just going to continue that one on this side. And we're going to slip with the yarn in front as if to purl. We're going to bring our yarn back to the back. And then we're going to knit the cast on stitches. But instead of knitting them through the front loop, I'm going to knit them through the back loop such that I actually twist them so that it tightens my I-cord. So I'm going to do that all the way until the end of my row. Because the I-cord cast on stitches can tend to be very loose, so I like to tighten them up. Now, once I get to the end of the row, this is where I want to pick up extra stitches to have this side of the I-cord continue as my needle here on the side. So I'm going to pick up 3 stitches here at the base of the I-cord, just so that I can use those to continue the I-cord. So I want to make sure that I pick them, that I don't have these purl bumps from my cast on show. So I'm going to go even 1 stitch in and just cast on 1 stitch in each stitch of your I-cord. So you're going to need to pick up 3 stitches. 1, 2, 1 more. Make sure you don't use your tail, so if you use the right yarn. It can be a bit tricky to get those stitches on your needle, but once this is done, you are good to go. All right, so now we have our 3 cast on stitches, extra stitches here, which are going to be our I-cord on this end, and then our 3 other ones that are our I-cord on the other end. What you're going to do is on the right side, you're going to knit everything. The right side is easy, the right side is just knit. So you're going to knit all your stitches. And then on the right side, we're going to knit all the stitches, just regular knits. And on the wrong side, this is where we make the I-cords. So our first 3 stitches, we're just going to slip with the yarn in the front as if to purl. And you're going to bring your yarn back to the back and you're going to pull extra tight and knit up to the last 3 stitches. So I like to use little stitch markers to mark those 3 stitches for myself, but those are like optional. You can bring your yarn back to the front and you're going to slip those 3 stitches as if to purl again, just like you did on the other side. It's totally normal that your working yarn is hanging at the back 3 stitches from the end. Turn your work again, and then in your next right side row, you're just going to knit everything. And you're going to make that first one extra tight to have that I-cord curl on itself, and make sure you have that nice and round, and knit across your entire row. You're going to repeat those 2 with the increases as indicated in the pattern, and that's how you form your I-cord edge all around your project. It's going to take a few rows before you can clearly see the beautiful I-cord on each side. But as you can see here, it's starting to show. So this one is the easy side where you just naturally continue the I-cord from the cast on. And this one is where you joined. And as you can see, if you pick up your stitches nice, I had some spitting here, but if you pick them up nice, it's mostly invisible. And then when you wind in your yarn, it's going to be like really discreet. And that's how you do it. So let me show you how to do an invisible decrease. So those decreases are worked on the wrong side of your project. So I'm going to do my I-cords on each end as usual. But once I get to the point where I need to make an increase, let's say this is the stitch that I need to make my increase. I'm going to, instead of working into my loop of my stitch, I'm going to pick up the loop of the stitch below. So pick up that purl bump and knit that one on the right needle. I'm not going to slide it off, and I'm going to knit the other one, the original one. So I have made actually 2 stitches out of 1. And if I knit until the end of the row, just to look at it from the right side, you can see that it's pretty much invisible. But whoops. So you can see here you have an extra stitch here, but it just has the same bump, garter stitch bump as the rest, and you can't really tell exactly where it is. And that's the increase we're using in this sweater.